Say it in comments. Say it in comments.
Don't get mad, but I don't like lettuce.
Do they come with lettuce on them?
Tacos? Yeah.
Every time? Can you
Every
not just
time.
order them all with no lettuce?
Yeah,
You could order some with no
Definitely can.
See, I love lettuce though, so.
Kid, what do you think?
I don't like Taco Bell lettuce.
Do you have a Taco Bell app?
I think they're
They put way too much lettuce.
Hey,
Oh.
tell me something. Tell me. Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
I work there. I can tell you they do.
Boy.
This is stuff we should be talking
We
about
are
on the podcast.
we're never going to do this, are we?
Let's go. Let's do it.
Let's jump in.
Welcome back to the Commerce of D&D. I'm AJ Cannon.
I'm Seth Templin.
I'm Tyrel Merle.
I'm Anthony Tate.
And we're struggling to get started here.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
We're
Life's
also
been
trying
hectic.
to figure out the food situation tonight.
Yeah,
Always important in any D&D game.
Yeah.
we're playing tonight. We're trying to do the pregame pod, and
Who's bringing the Mountain Dew? Who's bringing the food?
We're not endorsed by Mountain Dew.
We should be.
not sponsored. Should be.
Not sponsored, should be.
Okay. So
We could be though.
Hit us up, Mountain Dew.
keeping it common, episode 7,
This was a very fun episode.
the one where we almost died.
Very fun episode for me. So we missed 2 people in this one. We missed Kyle, and we were missing Cameron.
Yeah, but everybody that was there that night is here today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why we saved it for this. We wanted this little reunion here.
Yeah.
And it started off with AJ's Quincy selling some books.
We sold some books.
And what happened there, AJ? What happened?
We did well. I
You
mean,
did do well.
we sold a lot of books.
You wrote a song?
We were
I wrote a
moving
song.
product, man.
We're straight moving product.
Which, for real, I want you to dress up like Quincy sometime and do a little skit. We're going to put it on YouTube of you just singing your little song. It's like a 30-second song thing we're going to put on YouTube. It'd be
Okay.
hilarious.
Oh boy. Okay.
I love that idea.
Anybody know how to do any costume design?
Wouldn't be hard.
No, not really, but
No, just hit up Amazon. We're also not endorsed by Amazon.
come on, Jeff Bezos. Okay, so we sold a bunch of books. Went and got some more, and when we got done selling all those, we had a lot of gold in our pockets. So Tar didn't know how much we sold them
It's
for.
true. You
So I
tried to
thought,
skim off the top.
I can skim off the top a little bit. I deserve it. We deserve it. As a team, we deserve it.
What alignment are you? Is Quincy?
I don't know that he has an alignment yet.
Haven't really thought
I
about
mean, he's
that.
definitely good. He's obviously not bad.
This was much more chaotic than
It was
I think you've ever done.
chaotic of Quincy,
Yeah.
but Quincy is coming to find out that the law is not
That is
right.
true.
So
That
who
is-
is he lawful to?
Yeah.
There's no gods to be lawful to.
Yeah.
The law is crap.
Mm-hmm.
All the men, all the leaders, all the people in power. So is that chaotic? Who would he be
I would
lawful
say you
to?
were, that just goes to the like if your conscience should be your law. Like,
Right.
But
you
at
knew
the
as
same
long as you were
time,
been- yeah.
if you're moving away from societal,
Norms.
constructs,
Yeah.
then I mean you're more chaotic. That's the whole thing behind
Well,
it.
chaotic.
Even if the ruler and the policing force, God, we are way too on point here.
Oh man,
For the times, but like even if they are not good, the law should still be upheld, right?
Right. Well,
I don't
You
even
know.
really want to talk about that. This is like, I'm just thinking, wow, as a DM, I'm so proud you've wrote this amazing song. Y'all are rolling really high. You got the 2 guys that are here playing. Y'all are working together to sell these books, and y'all are just moving product. How can I reward you guys? So I was like, okay.
I ruined
Oh,
it.
you ruined it, and it made me so happy. So like, this guy's a wizard. Like he does wizardly things, has wizardly items. So I was like, they don't have a bag of holding. He's going to give a bag of holding as a way, like just as a thank you gift for moving all this product because he can't move these books.
My bad, guys.
And AJ comes in, decides to lie. And And then I was going to give you another chance. I was like, I don't know if I'll give him the bag of holding, but if it, like, when you went back, I was like, this could be interesting. We'll see what happens. And you lied again. You gave him the money back, but you still lied about it. And he actually, he rolled inside on both of you. You weren't able to persuade him on either one of them. You rolled real low, I think.
I rolled really low when I went in there the second time. I rolled a 2.
And so he knew you was lying both times. And he was pretty much done with you. He won't. Like he told you could have your buddy come back and buy more spells if he needed, but he wasn't going to let you sell any more books for him.
Yeah.
And you missed
I
out on
still
that.
made him
You did.
300,
It's true.
500 gold throughout the day.
It's true, and he thought that he could trust you. He thought that he could build a good relationship, but then he caught you in 2 different lies.
Oh man.
And
my
you
bad,
lost
guys.
a free
Look.
bag of holding.
It wasn't just an AJ thing. I was honestly
No.
trying to do.
I understand.
No, yeah. AJ does not steal money.
Right.
AJ's not a thief.
That's not him.
I love the dynamic between Buck and Quincy for that part though. Like Buck was just
He was going on
I can't
forever."
believe you've done this. But that was. I told you like right after the thing. I was like, you missed out on something, and
Yeah.
I've been keeping it
I
quiet
had no
from you
idea.
for like
He
3
didn't-
weeks.
Yeah, I guess I didn't give him a chance to give me anything extra because I immediately stole.
Yep. But that was fun. I enjoyed that whole thing. After that, you all went up to a notice board, and I actually could have ran with any of these things. Like I gave you like 5 or 6 that I rolled on a table that I found online, and they were fun. There were some fun ones. Like there was one that was like demolition or something. Like it was just
Yes.
y'all gonna go wreck a house or something.
That was
That
Quincy's
would've been
thing,
Yeah.
too.
Quincy wanted to go move furniture. That was one of the things. It was
yeah,
an old
that was
lady
just
who
a
wanted
super
furniture
easy
moved.
one, right?
Yeah.
But then I kind of figured like
Yeah.
y'all are good players. Y'all go for the carrot when a DM
Right.
dangles
And
it out there.
Buck's got to go be the hero that he doesn't want to be.
Well, yeah.
oh, a
I mean,
damsel in distress.
a married damsel in distress at that.
Yeah. He's just a nice guy, you know.
He's a nice guy.
He's not trying to be the hero. He's just trying to be a good guy.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
the best thing.
I think from Buck's perspective, it's, you know, if we can all like help each other out, we don't need heroes.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, that is exactly how I see Buck. And
Yeah. It's like, okay, well, hey,
doing the right thing does not make you a hero. It just makes you right.
yeah,
right.
doing the right thing makes you a person.
Yeah.
You're supposed to do the right thing.
Yeah.
You know, if you venture out from that, if you don't do the right thing, then, you know, what are you good for? You know?
Yep.
It's true.
So y'all just jump on that and run pell-mell into the night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go all night.
Yeah.
Get a point of exhaustion. Didn't expect that. And then definitely didn't expect you to. Okay, now we'll rest.
Oh yeah.
We
We're
just
at the
want,
town.
if we had gotten there and there had been nothing to, like everything looked hunky-dory.
That's true. It would have been fine.
Right. Rest, leave, you know.
Yeah.
It was just we wanted to get there and see.
Yeah.
See first.
And plus, I didn't want to, like, you know, stop halfway through and be like, okay, well, you know, let's chance an encounter in the middle of the woods and go through resources.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, we didn't want to stop in the night.
Mm-hmm.
But if we didn't leave right then, we would have been wasting daylight. So
Yeah.
anyway, that was what we had come up with. But yeah, point of exhaustion did not help. That is crucial.
Ended up resting as soon as we got there.
Yeah.
The first one, first exhaustion point is bad. Like the
What
next
happens
one,
after the first one?
there's a whole list of them. Anthony, if you want to pull off my DM screen, I think they're listed on that. But
It'll make you work for it.
after 5, I think you just die. 5 exhaustion points, you die.
You just die.
Well, let's just see here what it says.
But the Wendigos, or Wendigos, however you want to pronounce it, that I pulled out. This is just my never ceasing to try to find monsters that Tyrel does not know the stat blocks for.
I mean, that's basically what it's come to.
Tyrell has just memorized every stat block of every creature.
Here we go.
You gotta go into the homebrew archives.
It's not necessarily the stat blocks that I memorize. It's more like their like ecology and like how they function within the game.
I don't know how
Dude.
you remember that crap.
Including
though.
every AC, every hit point that they're supposed to
Man.
have.
Oh man, dude, doesn't he? Doesn't he?
That would be a lot. cannot do
okay,
that.
here's the levels of exhaustion. Level 1, disadvantage on ability checks. Level 2, speed halved.
Is that in
That's not that
addition
big.
to the?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Level 3, disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws.
That one's really bad. See,
Num-
two's not that bad.
Oh, the
Speed.
first level is just ability checks.
Yeah,
It's
Which
not
that's
attack
your
roll.
that's your initiative. That's
That's like acrobatics.
Like
and,
every-
Yeah,
Yeah,
anything. I'm just saying, like
skill,
attack rolls.
dude.
Combat wise, you're going to be okay.
yeah. Combat wise, you're okay.
Speed
Number
half.
4, hit point maximum halved.
Yeah.
That's a big.
That's a big one. Number 5, speed reduced to 0. So you just
You can't move. You're just passed out pretty
the
much.
only thing you can do is just sleep in the spot that
yeah.
you're in.
Fall asleep standing up.
And number 6 is death.
Okay.
Wow. But yeah, that first one. I mean, we're getting there. All we're trying to do is look around, and we can't because we have to roll everything in disadvantage.
Yeah.
We're trying to climb a tree and look around. Can't,
can't
do
even
it.
do that.
Can't
Yeah.
do it.
Oh,
No,
and
what?
Tyrel runs off by himself
That I was so
all
scared.
the time. He always makes wizards, and they all run off by
I
themselves.
knew he would be all right, but after it went, it was creepy, dude. When you sent your Phoenix in there, and Seth said that you heard footsteps for a second, and then just nothing. I was like, oh my gosh, they're gonna be right behind
I
him
was
when
like,
he opens
dude,
his eyes.
these are little tiny. What are those things off of Diablo 2 that it just reminded me
Like
of?
imps?
Fetishes, imps.
They're called the fetish.
They're called fetishes. They're imps basically, but
Yeah.
they wear little masks, little tribal masks, and they just come out of nowhere. All you hear is meow.
It's like those things on Skyrim that those little dudes in the creepy masks that are in that one random spot. Have y'all never fought those?
I don't guess so.
I was just roaming, traveling somewhere. I think it was somewhere there was snow on the ground.
Tyrell
All of a
is
sudden, this little
perplexed.
tiki-looking dude comes running up.
Blue
Possibly,
have little feathers and stuff hanging off their head.
yeah.
Those are
Here we go.
There's just
Reeklings.
like Reekling, yeah.
Reeklings.
And is that the only place that they are? Is in that
They're,
one
they're in
spot?
Solstheim. They're on that island. It's a DLC.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
that's
why I
all
don't know.
I mean.
Okay. 'Cause
Yeah, it wasn't based
didn't
on
do
This
much
is
else
the
on it.
genius of Tyrell. He can
Yeah.
recall.
I remember
Anything about
texting y'all when that
Skyrim.
happened because they wanted me to go on a quest and I couldn't get away from them, so I just killed them all. I just like flames just everywhere. Anyway,
Anyway, yeah, when the Phoenix.
The Phoenix
Oh,
goes
was-
down.
what's
Yeah.
going through your mind, Tyrell?
Well, I was like, oh crap! I just lost my Phoenix because I
Just
literally
got- yeah,
just
not-
got it,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then that was the
First time
first
you've
time
ever
I've
used
used it.
Send it straight to egg form.
Yep.
I was, and this may be, ridiculous for me to think this, but I was like, dude, it just dropped out of the sky. The egg's gonna break as soon as it hits the
I
ground.
think it actually says like it floats softly to the ground if it dies.
okay.
in
Yeah,
the
it
air.
doesn't just shatter.
It doesn't shatter.
That's-
Like
it
they
has
would
to
have
be
to,
attacked.
somebody had to make a conscious
Right.
effort to try to break it.
Right.
But
they made a conscious effort to try to kill it. That's the thing.
no, that was creepy. So now not only do we have this town to investigate, we've got Tyrell's Phoenix in there that we have to retrieve.
And it was sounding like a child, and that was one of their abilities. They can mimic any sound.
Dude,
So they had actually heard y'all talking, and that's why.
I figured.
That's why I think you two, Quincy and Thren, heard
Yeah, I heard it
Buck
first.
from further down the lane, even though y'all knew he just. went on
Oh,
his
that,
house.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
they're
'cause they
trying
can
to
do that.
separate y'all up.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're like a mockingbird. They can repeat any sound they've heard. Oh, okay, that's why.
Yeah, the mimicry trait.
Yeah.
That just reminds me of that Wendigo story from some scary storybook. I can't remember. I think
See, I'd never heard of Wendigo as a
Oh,
Native
man.
American.
Yeah, it's-
I
didn't
think it
know.
was
Classic
Alan
lore.
Schwartz who he wrote the books "Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark."
Those are creepy.
And there was this
I loved
story.
those as a kid.
There was a story
Darren likes
about,
it. He knows.
There was a story about the Wendigo, and this guy, he was going up to try to find the Wendigo or something like that, but nobody in this town would talk to him, and except for one, I guess he was Inuit. He was a Native American or Native person, and his name was Defago. And they get out into the woods.
I remember.
They're sitting out in their tent, and they just kept hearing the wind, and in the wind you just heard Defago.
Yep.
And then Defago goes out there, and all this dude hears, the guy who Defago took out, is he just hears him saying, "Oh, my burning feet, my feet of fire."
Yep.
And the myth is that the Wendigos, well, first off, he heard the wind. He looked out. He didn't see any wind. There was no wind blowing. So the myth is that these are, creatures that fly, and what they do is they pick you up, and they fly so fast, and they drag you on the ground to where your feet just burn off. So
Oh, I'd never heard that before.
yeah, dude, crazy.
Yeah, I remember reading that. I forgot
Yeah.
about that. That was the first place I heard about them, though. But
Yeah.
then I've seen them on
Yeah.
other stuff.
I read
since
those books. I might not have read that one already.
Sorry,
that
I-
was a long time ago.
I keep going off on tangents though.
How do you remember DeFago? Like, that's insane. Did you just read this book?
No, I didn't just read it, but I just remember trying to say that out loud. Whenever I first read it, I was like, I wonder how you say that. And then later in,
DeFago. Practicing your phonics.
yeah, I was just
You
like,
had to sound
is
it
it
out.
I was like in third or fourth.
Let me
grade,
tell you, those
something like
books are
that.
way too creepy for a third grader.
Yeah, dude.
I'm wondering where like the design for like the Wendigo came from. Like you see, like the version.
See, mine were not.
Yeah.
The picture that I had was not of what the classic ones are with like the
werewolf kind of look with
It's-
antlers.
It's
Yeah.
got a deer skull for the head.
Yeah,
top
what
thing.
you
Mine did
had
not-
me print was like a deer head.
Yeah, that's what I
skull
got
on
on
top of a human
Thingiverse.
body.
That's what I saw on Thingiverse. But
That was super creepy. I wanted that to be what they
Well,
looked
I
like.
thought that the picture I had was even creepier in my opinion.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, but when its head opened up and it made that noise or whatever,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff creeps me
it
out.
was and AJ knows because he prints off my 3D miniatures.
Yeah.
I had him print off 3, and it was very apparent, very fast that you 3 were not going to be able to handle 3. Which there were supposed to be 2 more people, and I think it would have been fine. Y'all were freaked out, and I guess I did knock a few of you out a couple times. Y'all thought y'all were gonna die.
Dude.
I was never in fear of y'all dying.
You were never in fear of us
I
dying.
never-
One hit point.
You
Seth.
took
I
Tyrell
was
to one
close.
hit point
Well-
in one shot.
yeah.
See, okay, I don't know
2
your hit
hits,
points. I don't know
yeah.
your hit points, so okay, like I didn't know that you were at 1 hit point for that long. That
Well, I
whole
mean,
fight.
Yeah, there
So-
were
I'm a
2
wizard,
hits.
even
Tyrell
though
that's
got
true.
hit, and then Tyrell hit in the
Hit
ground.
points
But-
are minuscule.
You've got shield for days. I mean,
I do have that.
Oh gosh.
and when
Yeah, I didn't know he was
See,
at 1 hit point
I
until
think-
it was over.
I panicked when Buck, I think, decided not to attack the one that was really hurt,
Yeah.
and tried to pick you up,
Yeah, but then he did attack it.
and then he still missed.
And
But
still
I was
missed.
just like, oh, it's got 2 hit points. If it eats again, then it's gonna get bad. Like,
Yeah.
if
Oh
it
my
heals
gosh,
itself,
dude.
it's going to get bad.
That's the thing. Like,
I shouldn't have said that as a DM. I should not have led you on like that. I should have let you do what you wanted. But like that was the barest moment that I was scared.
oh my
Let me
gosh.
tell you something. Well, it changes the game you rolling our death saves for us.
I like that a
It
lot.
makes it so intense because you don't know. You could have rolled a natural 1. We don't know.
Yeah.
And that's 2. And we
Yeah.
got one more chance at it.
I think if I rolled a natural 1, I would have said something that kind of gave you a like it looks
An
bad.
indication.
An indication
But,
that it looks
Like
really
you-
bad.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
if I mean, just think about it in real world terms. If somebody is fighting for their life and they're on the ground, if it doesn't look like it's going well, I mean, coughing up blood or flatlining, even something of that sort.
But are you really going to disengage from what you're attacking? Like, if something's attacking me, I'm not going to just stop hitting it so I can help my buddy on the ground. Like, you've
I
got to
mean-
take care of the problem.
I mean, the thing is, if I would take care of the problem, sure, but like, I don't know. In that situation with Buck, is he gonna risk it? Is he gonna risk? Okay, I might hit this guy, but is this guy gonna kill my friend before I get to it?
That's why it's so hard.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
For the record,
like-
do not get me up.
It's like take cover or shoot. Which one do I need to do?
Yeah.
Or am I pulling my buddy under cover or am I shooting?
True.
We need to start a death pool of which character is going to die first.
Oh boy.
I know who my money's on.
Tyrell,
Every time.
none of us are going to
Dude.
die. We're going to level 20 and we
Level
ain't dying.
20.
Yeah.
I figured that
dice.
I'd be the one you choose.
But still no healer.
I mean, it is. You have a scary class anyway, like a wizard that is trying to be in the front lines. I mean, that's scary.
Yeah.
That's tough. I mean,
Yeah.
His AC, though, goes so high.
That's true.
It would be
when he
amazing
activates
if
that.
you
But
had
still,
like
he's
a
glass
wand.
he's instead of a glass cannon, he's a glass dagger because he's being used up
Yeah.
close, but he can still shatter.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing about it is, like, it would be super cool if there was some sort of a blending of that melee spell casting. You know, like your wand is a mace or something. You know.
Isn't there a feat? Was it Warcaster where you can cast through your sword? I think.
Warcaster, I think, allows you to use, like, if someone
I
leaves
think
your
you can-
attack space, you can use a spell instead of
I
attacking.
thought that was like,
I think. Well,
There
it's
might be
a
other
feature,
part
so
of
there's
Warcaster.
got to be several things to it.
Right.
So I think there's no
Maybe you can cast while you have weapons in your hand.
Yeah, that's what it is.
maybe
Yeah,
no
I know you can
disadvantage.
do that.
Maybe no disadvantage
Yeah.
close. You know, at close range.
yeah,
I
because
don't
you
know.
can have sword and shield or whatever,
Yeah.
or be dual wielding, whatever, still
Right.
cast.
Yeah.
I tell you what, one character, this is still off topic, we're really bad about this today, but one character I've always wanted to make is a like necromancer wizard that uses a sword and like ice magic and
So a lich,
well,
like
not-
from World of Warcraft lich.
yeah,
Yeah.
I guess so. But it would be really hard to make it without going
Yeah.
with your exact build. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So anyways,
how low did you get on health?
I can't
You
remember.
stayed in double digits, didn't you?
Yeah, I don't.
Me double digit?
But
No,
you
I
like
got down.
you second winded on your first turn.
Yeah, because dude
'Cause they
knocked
attacked
me
the crap out of you.
less than half. I have less than 40 hit points. I think right now. He knocked me down to like 11 in that first.
They were
hit.
so.
And when
too
that
much.
happened, I was like,
They were CR3s. Well, over y'all 3?
We're level 3.
Yeah.
but
Maybe 2 CR3s
no,
against
what-
4.
wait, when did we? Where were we?
Y'all
No,
leveled
we
up
leveled up
afterwards.
after that.
Yeah.
So it. Well, the thing was they could do 2 attacks, and none of us could do 2 attacks. That was the only
So-
thing.
I mean-
And then they regain hit points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The regaining hit points
That was
nasty.
It went on so long, and I guess we should have ganged up on the same one.
Yeah, it's
but
exactly
I
right.
was thinking if Thrain could keep the one occupied outside the door, then me and Buck had the one.
As like I definitely play my creatures to be intelligent. If it can't reach, then it's going to go for
Right.
things
Yeah.
that it
Right.
can.
Yeah.
But I was glad he was out of reach. But
Yeah.
once it, I still thought with him hitting one and us hitting the other one, surely. But we were rolling so bad.
Y'all
oh
were
my
really
god,
It was probably 6
I was
turns.
so
Anthony's turns
mad.
never hit.
And then you
anything.
were giving me advantage. Like,
I was
you were
recklessly attacking
recklessing, So I was
everything.
getting advantage.
I was
on
trying.
my
I was
2
trying to make
attacks.
sure I got attacked because I thought Buck was still low on hit points. Turned out I was lower than he was.
Yeah.
Well, if I can get to 6th level, I'll actually get extra attack with this class.
Yeah.
That's
I
gonna be
mean,
pretty nice.
whenever I get to 5th level, I'll get that extra attack. Big
Me
thing
too.
is like that also goes into the whole role playing aspect of it.
Yeah.
You know, like we're not professionally trained fighters. You know, we got these 2 crazy creatures that have basically cleared out this town of bodies, you know, and they're also like pulling people from the roadside. You know, if anybody stops by, they're fooling them, you know.
So this town, though, like y'all have heard a few different things about this town now. At this point, Delilah claimed to have been from this town, and that a demon had attacked it. You've heard that Duke Hornbeam sent his giants to come and destroy it,
Yep.
and then you get here and there's these 2 creatures. What y'all's theories on the glistening thicket?
Tyrel.
I was curious whenever we were going through there of why they were there in particular, like the Wendigos. I mean, is it because like they moved in after the Giants had hit the town?
That's my theory was that they're opportunistic. So something came through and probably killed a lot of people, and then they came in after it was all abandoned. And there's dead bodies
Like
everywhere.
buzzards.
And now they've made it their home, so they're luring
guess
people in.
The way I see it as the DM, not enough time has really passed for my idea to have happened, because I feel like Wendigos come from people who partake in cannibalism. you know?
Yeah.
But my thought on it was that this was 2 members of the society of this little town that were already partaking in cannibalism before some things hit the fan. Y'all don't know what's happened precisely, and that they kind of have morphed since then into this ghoul of sorts. Not very much time has passed. I think like 2 weeks maybe, right?
Yeah, I think
So it doesn't really make much sense, but that's kind of
Well,
how
I mean,
I've
it
seen it.
absolutely could though.
Yeah.
If the
And
Giants
you don't know
came
how-
in,
yeah.
Giants come in. If that is the case, and they come in, they destroy crops,
everything.
they destroy shops, everything. You know, their means of their means of producing food, their means of storing food, all of that. I mean, and you got a bunch of dead bodies laying around. Like,
There's food.
what are you going to do for 2 weeks?
Right.
You can't. I mean, it's either that or go out in the wilderness. And if it's, say, it's 2 kids.
Yeah. And see, my thought was that they were already doing it. They were
Yeah.
already like, kind of like the cannibal guild in Skyrim, you know.
But you know, we
They were
weren't
living their life.
They're not. It's not like they're that far away from society. Like they could walk for a day or two and be in Derry.
That's true.
So
But another thing about that is, like, if they went to Derry and they said they were from the Glistening Thicket, would they,
that's also true.
because they were excommunicated.
Yes, they were.
Yeah, they
They
probably.
were,
They're like Urus. They don't want to go to Derry because that's
Yeah.
where they're wanted. Interesting. Very interesting.
But that was fun. I enjoyed. I think I just created the nest on the spot. I was like, they need it. Y'all had a rough time. Y'all need some rewards.
Yeah.
that was awesome too.
Oh,
I was
God.
like, okay, this paid off. This was worth it.
I'm telling you, when I went back and was mixing that podcast, my heart was pounding so fast. I was just remembering the whole thing.
Yeah.
I thought that was it. I thought it was over. We couldn't hit anything. Thought it was it.
Like I said, I was never in fear for you guys. I don't know. Usually I know when a TPK is coming, and I just didn't. It never hit my radar, and I was right. So I have good intuition. for these
just
things.
know, Thren did go down.
See, I don't know. Like
after I got back up.
I don't know if I would have killed y'all. They might would have brought y'all back to the nest and prepared y'all, like just tied you up to eat you later. Like,
And not actually be dead.
right. Yeah.
So you had a backup plan.
I thought about that later after the fact. So no.
I mean, because it seemed like once they got a hold of somebody who was knocked out, it was a one-track mind. Like, get them to the nest.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the fight.
Yeah, because they tried that. They I think they got Quincy down and they started dragging him off.
Yeah.
You started
right.
dragging, and then started dragging Thren off.
And that's actually, that was in their description on Pinterest that I found as well. When they take somebody down, they do try to get away with it.
So that wasn't just a
No, that
have
was
an
not me
opportunity
helping y'all. No,
attack.
that was not
Okay.
me helping y'all. That was actually within their characteristics.
Okay, I like that then. I thought you were just like, okay, how can I give him an opportunity attack?
No,
Yeah,
no,
because
no.
I mean, in all honesty, if it wasn't for that aspect, the Wendigo would be a perfect killing machine.
It's kind of true, yeah.
You know.
It's not got that many hit points. I think it had 56 hit points.
Well, yeah, but
And then it's re-healing itself. That's nasty.
Yeah, that
I would've done
2
like
attacks
3 of
and
them.
healing. That's tough.
What's the healing rate like every time it does a
Just the
bite?
damage.
what they take from
so
you, yeah.
whatever they do damage wise is how much health they get back.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
straight
That's a
vampiric.
lot.
Yeah. And that's about all that happened on the podcast.
Yeah, when we were getting ready to leave, that was
I mean,
when we
yeah, we
stopped,
packed
so
up the town basically, which
got a few things.
I mean, in that moment, I don't know about y'all, but like I was really feeling it. Like I was going with the story, so like I was seeing it through Buck's eyes. Like this place was devastated, and this is the only thing that this girl has left of her family is like this bow on this plaque.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, it's like, okay, well, here's some inventory, but
You
that's
weren't
not
here
gonna
for the
help.
next week because you were working at your grandma's.
Oh my
But
gosh! Yeah.
The quiver that y'all found in the nest was actually more important to her than the bow on the plaque was.
Of the fine arrows. Mm-hmm. Okay.
It was actually the quiver like recreated any arrow that you put in there, so you could put in one perfect arrow. And I don't think I explained this to y'all.
I don't
even
think you
during that
did.
Game, but like it just it was a replenishing quiver.
Oh man!
But none of y'all shoot bows anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Well, Thren just bought one.
Yeah, I do have one.
In,
That's
in
true, yeah.
episode 8.
Yeah.
But I mean,
We're not-
I'm-
we're
We
not
can talk
there
about
yet.
that some other
We're
time.
not there yet.
with
Yeah.
Legolas or anything.
But yeah, that was it. Was the quiver was actually the better part. That was just kind of a sentimental thing.
yeah.
I guess I could go fighter and get arcane archer.
I want you to go rogue so bad. I want you to take 2 or 3 levels of rogue.
Well, that's the thing. Is like
Well, you can
he's
sneak
already
attack
fit
inclined.
really well with you.
He's already inclined to be a rogue.
Right.
You know, Tyrel.
He's assassinating.
Tyrell's a
people.
rogue in everything he plays.
Yeah.
Do
Whether
you-
it's a
You
roguish
get
wizard.
sneak, what do
or
you
a
get at first
roguish
level on with a
whatever.
rogue?
Sneak attack.
You get. I thought you got sneak attack at 2.
Maybe
I think it
expertise.
is 2.
No, it's 1.
Is it 1?
Yeah, you get 1d6.
You get sneak attack at 1. That would
Yeah.
be huge.
What do you get at 2?
Not to mention
Is it
that's a
cunning
D8 for hit points.
2.
Cunning.
Toss me my book.
You might could buff hit points for a couple levels, you know, because you get a D8 instead of a D6. What are you looking up when you get sneak attack?
You get 1d6 sneak attack at level 1. You get expertise and thieves' cant
At level 1?
at level 1. Level 2, you get cunning action, which cunning action is so good too.
Is that the dodge, disengage? Mm-hmm. Man, about 2 levels of that. Two levels, and you would be, ooh, that'd be nasty. Sneak attack is so good. Because then when we're in
But
melee
think of
with
how
something,
much-
you can come zooming in there and smack something, and you're not going to draw any attention, you know, especially if you're using a bow.
The thing
Just
is,
think of how much he would have to keep straight in his head. Because being a wizard, you already have so much content that you have to keep in mind. And then, you're going to do second.
Man,
Do
really
you get
works
sneak
though.
attack on a ranged spell attack?
if I stay with wizard,
I don't know. I have to
though,
look that up.
if I stay with wizard, at the end, if I survive that long, the stuff you get
level
just
20.
just for being a wizard, is amazing.
If you can stick with one class,
And
it
if
does benefit you pretty good.
So
Oh,
if
yeah.
you took a
Higher
couple
levels.
rogue, then that would forfeit
Yeah,
what you get at
yeah.
level 20
Hey,
as a wizard.
you definitely need to take cleric though.
Oh, yeah. We need it.
Y'all need a
We need a cleric.
And I'm excited to get into that part of the storytelling
Oh,
too.
man, yeah.
I'm really excited for
I
you.
mean, this whole thing is kind of
I'm
unfolding.
gonna have to start pushing
Yeah.
that narrative even.
Let's start
Yeah.
pushing backstory a little bit because
Yeah.
I mean we're doing Urist right now, you know. That's why
Not
we're
really,
there.
not yet.
But we haven't really got too much.
I don't think
into
y'all are
it.
doing Urist, and with Cameron not being able to come because of the COVID and then sicknesses. I mean, it's gonna. But this was never supposed to be like if he wanted to, I was gonna give him that opportunity. When he decided to take that Mask of Many Faces, okay, this is just dairy. It's not gonna be dragging him into it, which I was planning on. But now,
and you've still been trying to get us to level 5, right? Anyway, so
yeah, been trying to get you to level 5. But I don't have to get you to level 5 now. I've kind of tweaked a few things. Things are about to pick up. I'm excited.
it's gonna be fun tonight. Tonight's gonna be
Tonight's
fun,
game, yeah. Which that's 2 episodes ahead of what we're talking about right now.
so. Okay, are we ready to move on?
Yeah, move on.
Okay, I want to do common life because it's just gonna be quick. I want it to be quick. We're gonna talk about this for a long time. But I thought it was funny, so I was thinking about this today. First of all, I was outraged. I'm in Harps delivering bread.
Here we go.
I was going to get something to drink when I left, so I put out bread. All we do on Saturday is we go to stores that we have back so I can put it out. We don't have any orders on Saturday. So I just drove to Heber, put out bread. I'm leaving Harps, looking for a bottle of water. In the back of the store in the refrigerated section, they didn't have anything that I wanted. Like they had some flavored water, and it wasn't cold. It's like, well, I'll go up front, sure they got a drink machine up there. Go up there, found some Aquafina. Like, okay. Get that. Go to the
Not
register.
sponsored by Aquafina.
I had $2 in my wallet, cash. I was like, that'll get a bottle of water. $2.04 for a bottle of Aquafina at Harps. That's more than convenience store prices.
Yeah.
Like a convenience store is high, and it's like $1.69, $1.79. So I don't know, it must have been $1.99, I guess, or somewhere in there. $1.89.
Yeah.
You should
Where'd you say this was again?
Harps in Heber Springs.
Like at Harps.
Go through
or
a
in the
drive-through and
machine?
ask for water. It's like 20 cents.
I should have. Yeah, that's what I should have done. It's just convenience. You know,
Was it in a machine or was it like?
it was like in a drink cooler. No, drink cooler. kind of thing.
Okay.
Paying, I get mad paying $1 for water. Like you can go to a convenience store and get like a bottle of Ozarka or something like
If it's
that. For like
raining, you can
69
step outside
cents.
and open your mouth.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
anyway, so I was,
dude,
I was
when I get really thirsty, I'll just pop the cap on my under the hood of my truck, and just drink that water.
yeah.
stick a straw in it.
I mean, that's the thing is they have this little metal lid that you can, if your truck has been running for a while, you can twist that lid and the water just shoots up right in your face. It's convenient.
A little warm.
It's just
little
300
warm.
degrees. No
Yeah.
big deal.
I mean,
Sometimes it's got a green color.
sometimes tastes real weird.
Sweet.
This is not
Bad aftertaste.
this is not the Mountain Dew I thought it was.
Okay, anyway, so that just got me thinking. I want everybody to name their favorite and least favorite brand of water. All water's different.
Yeah,
you can
okay,
you
but
can say that it's not or you can't. Okay.
Let's start with least.
Well, I want to do like, okay, I want you to say like your favorite like cheap water like Ozarka, Nestle, then mid water like Dasani, Aquafina,
Yeah.
and then like luxury water like Voss, Life Water, Fiji,
Okay.
any of those. Okay, so I'll go first.
All right.
Okay, so I would say
Rating water.
I really like
Compelling content.
Ozarka is probably my favorite cheap one. I like a little Ozarka.
Okay.
Then probably I think Dasani is my favorite mid, And then high price range, I love Voss water. Have you ever had a Voss water?
You're gonna have to skip me on the
Man,
high
it just-
range
it
water because
feels-
I ain't paying high
It
range
feels
price
just
for
like
water.
thin in your mouth. I don't know. It feels different. It's really
Thin
good.
water.
I don't like. I think I've had life water. Are you calling that high?
Yeah, that would be
class?
high end.
That's the only high end water.
I'll call
I've
that
never
high
tried
end.
Fiji. I've never tried Voss.
I tried Fiji because it's in a square bottle and that's compelling.
The Life Water is the one that came out with the weird designs on it, right?
Yeah.
The taller, skinny bottle.
Yeah.
Right.
I really like
they
that
have
water.
words on it, so when you drink, you can see a word.
It's
like,
I didn't know that.
it's alkaline is what's great about it. Which that's what we have at the house. We got a filter that swaps it to alkaline. Alkaline water is really good for you.
I agree with you on Ozarka. I like Ozarka. And then I hate Dasani. I cannot stand
don't like
Dasani.
Dasani?
No. But Kroger, and this might even be a cheap one. I don't know. I don't know the price of it. My mom's always been the one who buys it. But it's called a Smart Water, and it has. I love Smart Water. at
Blue.
Kroger.
It's blue on the side. Yep.
And it's got.
That's mid range.
I think it's mid range.
Yeah, it's
because it
probably
has electrolytes added to the water.
Yeah.
and
okay.
it tastes good, and it's just really good water.
My least. I didn't say my least favorite. Least favorite. You know how like depending on where you go in America, like they'll have their local brand or whatever. Like we have Ozarka here. That's made in Texas.
Yeah, made-
like you can't get
bottled
Ozarka
in
everywhere.
Texas, yeah.
Well, I was in New York and Deer Mountain is really big up there. Deer Mountain.
Yeah, I've heard.
Terrible. It tastes like nasty tap water.
Was there like minerals and stuff in it?
I don't know what was in it.
It's hard water.
Yeah, it tasted like there was something wrong with it. So that's the worst bottle of water I've ever had. What about you, Seth? What do you?
I hate Dasani. water.
Dasani's your least favorite water?
I can't stand Dasani.
Man, it just seems pure to
It
me.
tastes
It's
like
just
salt almost to me. Like
Yeah.
it's got.
Tyrel?
I don't know really. Low ranking water. I guess my favorite. I guess. What is it like Clover Valley that Dollar General sells?
Yeah.
It's all right. It's okay.
Yeah.
It
Clover
tastes-
Valley and Great Valley both have some
Yeah.
decent
Yeah,
all
not
right.
bad,
bottled water.
not bad.
Dasani's probably my favorite mid level,
Yeah.
and I've never really drank any like expensive water. I never went through the trouble of buying any.
Yeah. Okay. Anthony,
Okay, so
fast
for-
fire round.
Yeah, so it's just a quick fire here. On the low end of the budget, my favorite water, straight up tap water. Don't care.
Okay. No one even talked about tap water.
And since
We're
we're
putting ice in the cup, or you just going little ice in there?
Little ice
But that
in
was
there?
just tap water.
yeah, just tap
Just straight out the tap.
straight out the
What about
tap.
hose water.
Oh man.
I
Hose is
like
the
hose
best.
water.
Well,
I don't
you
know
have-
why.
You gotta. I mean, it's
Not warm hose
It's
water.
probably not great.
Ice cold.
Let it
hose
go
water.
for
it's probably not great because it's just like
Yeah, it's
you don't know
same.
what's on the inside of that hose. But dadgummit,
The inside of that hose tastes good.
If it's a hot day, you get some hose water. Dadgummit.
Drink for hours.
You ever
You
ever
make
suck
sick.
at the end of a hose and some ants fill up your mouth? Because I've
No.
done that one.
I
Nope,
I've
never had that happen.
I never put the end of the hose in my mouth.
Well, I didn't put it in my mouth, but like I drank out of a spigot or a hose one time, and yeah, ants. I was like, "What is that in my mouth?" And I started spitting ants.
Wow.
Everywhere.
Never had that experience.
Crazy.
You want to make sure you run that water a little bit.
I don't
Yeah,
hate tap
definitely.
water.
Definitely.
There's some people who won't drink any tap water. I can drink tap water.
I love.
It's got
I'm
chlorine
okay with
in
that.
it, bro.
Yeah, and sometimes
And fluoride
sometimes I
and
feel
stuff.
like I can taste a. I wouldn't say chlorine, but it's just there's a funk to it, you
A
know.
little sulfur.
No, not sulfur, not sulfur. It's just almost. It's reminiscent of chlorine.
And tap
But I
water
don't
is
know if it
different
is.
everywhere you go. Everybody's
Yeah.
house tastes a little different.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But okay,
the further
mid-level.
down the pipeline you go.
Yeah.
So since my bottom level favorite, like bottom tier is tap water, mid level is going to be Great Value Walmart.
You're gonna call that
I
mid-level?
drink a-
I'm going to call that
Great
mid level
Value.
because I mean,
That's as high as you're going.
Basically, tap water's it's not free, but it's you access it in your home
Right.
anytime. So I mean, if I'm going to spend money on water,
It's great value.
Great Value.
I like
That's
Great Value.
it's
Great
not
Value
bad.
makes a good bottle of
It's
water.
not- they do. They do. And I mean,
Honestly, I was getting Ozarka and Great Value
Yeah.
mixed up. They're about the same to me. I can't tell the difference.
Well, you get, like that's name brand, like Ozarka and Nestle. You know,
and I mean, their bottles are almost the same, so I almost feel
Yeah.
like it's the same production
that
company.
thinner
is.
plastic.
Yeah.
Crunchy plastic. kind of stuff.
Right. Top level, the upper echelon of water. I mean, I've tried Smart Water. I've tried Fiji. I've tried
know if I've
something
ever
about
had
a
a
cloud
Fiji.
water. I don't know.
Cloud.
Something. Yeah, it's like this water is bottled by condensing clouds into a small bottle, and it's been purified in the atmosphere, and this is the most luxurious.
You sound like a Fiji commercial.
I
They
mean,
always crack me up.
basically, it might be Fiji that was talking
Untouched
about
by
that.
humans. How did you? How did you get it if it was untouched by humans?
Yeah,
Yeah, really.
yeah.
You know what? At some point, it was
here's the
somebody's
thing.
pee or poop. Let's just get to the bottom of it.
Wait, straight
It's
up.
all
straight
recycled.
up,
We
tell
should
me
be
this,
using
tell
tap
me
water.
this. If you touch water, I mean, if somebody touched water, would it go into the bottle? That's the thing. Like, it's not like you can squeeze a handful of water and it just stays, you know. and- it's like, let me just grab this water, you know. I mean, it might just go down the drain, which in the end, you know.
It's
Those
coming
all go
back.
down the drain.
What goes around comes around with water.
Yeah.
So, I mean, who knows how? I'm sure I've tried Voss water before coming through the taps. You know,
Right, yeah.
recycling.
Yeah, basically.
Hey, I'll bring some Voss.
We just
One of
need to
the times
buy
I come
all the
over
water
here.
bottles and just go through and see what difference
Yeah.
they are.
Yeah.
But straight up top level, I guess Fiji, just because the square
Compelling
bottles. By the
It is
way,
a unique bottle. Best
we
bottle
are not
award.
sponsored by any of these brands.
We don't have to say that. You can talk about whatever you want on the podcast.
It's funny. It's our thing.
Not
Let me
sponsored,
do
should
this.
be.
Let me have this,
Hey, Voss
okay?
water. Come on, Voss water.
I'll drink all the Voss water you want to send.
What
me.
about Blackwater? Y'all seen this stuff? Not
Oh,
the
Blackwater,
not
keep on
the-
rolling, Mississippi
not the
moon,
mercenaries.
won't you keep on shining?
not the security firm based out of North
That's
Carolina.
not allowed. You can't.
Or South
Now we're
Carolina,
gonna
whatever
get
it is.
copy strike. or
No,
something.
we're not.
Anyways,
Chancellor.
I'm not talking about the security firm out on the East Coast. Blackwater, actually water that is black.
Yeah, I've not seen this.
It is supposed to be really good for you, and it's not supposed to taste. It's supposed to taste like water, but it's black. Completely can't see through it.
That's nasty.
Never heard of it.
It's
I wouldn't
why is it
drink it.
nasty? That's the thing.
That reminds me of when.
It's like
You're just
Crystal
racist.
Pepsi.
well, no, that's better. There's no colorings in it. You know.
Well, I mean, black water. Maybe the colorings.
That sounds to
There's
me
something
like
good.
like
in the
when
coloring.
they had those Halloween black buns at Burger King. Oh,
They had those in. I remember those being like a thing in Japan, I think, as well.
no, they had them here. I know.
Or maybe that was. Oh, was it?
And they also come in red.
He agrees.
Hop on the pod, Darren. Let's go.
Yeah, why are you not
Hop on the pod. Toot toot. You know.
Okay.
But anyways, least favorite water.
Yeah, give us a least.
Pond water.
Oh my god.
I don't know, man.
We
I
talked
don't,
way too long about this.
water's water.
No,
And
well
for me,
water.
I can't.
Lake water. I can't stand lake
Oh
water.
no, that's got E. coli.
Yeah.
And gasoline. I get sick every time I go to the swim at the lake because just all the gasoline.
Oh, in the water.
You can see it, you can smell it, you can taste it. Ugh.
I hope you don't taste that water.
Well, I mean, swimming, you kind of get a little bit on it.
Yeah, you do. There's a lot of
Enough about
lot
water.
of, a lot of bodily
Moving on.
fluids in that
It's
water.
making me have to use the
Tyrel
restroom.
watched a movie. Take it away. Tyrell's movie minute.
One second.
Seth's
One second before you say anything. Movie minute.
So I watched Extraction on Netflix.
Who's the lead actor in that?
Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth.
Okay, that
Is extraction.
This summer. Danny Extraction.
I've heard about this movie. I'm told I need to watch it. I just haven't been able to.
It is really, really good.
Is it?
Yes, I thought the story of it was amazing. I thought the acting in it was pretty good, and action.
The fact that streaming services are starting to get like good production movies is pretty incredible. Like,
Is that a Netflix
Yeah, it's a
exclusive?
Netflix
Oh, cool.
Oh, do you have Netflix now, Ty?
I kind of stole it from my sister.
Okay, well, yeah.
That's
well,
how
if
it
it's
should be.
nothing
Family,
all
it's
that.
not stealing.
This is America.
Yeah.
I actually just watched The Wrong Missy with Darren and his sister and brother-in-law.
The Wrong
It's on Netflix, and it was hilarious.
It's a movie?
Extremely inappropriate, so funny.
The wrong what?
The Wrong Missy. Yeah. It's he meets two girls named Missy, and
Oh.
the first one was horrible, and the second one was like the girl of his dreams, and he tries to text the second one again, and accidentally invites the other on
That's
a
tough.
trip to Hawaii with him, and then falls in love. You know, classic.
Oh,
With the bad
Rob
cliche.
Schneider, great, probably the best. No, David Spade.
David
Rob
Spade.
Schneider is in it, but
Yeah.
David Spade leads.
Dude,
and
I like
really, really good David Spade movie.
That's the thing. I enjoy David Spade movies. Call me what you will, okay? But Joe Dirt was amazing.
This is a good movie.
I like David Spade as a supporting role, maybe not as
This was a good lead. I'm not usually big on like David Spade has not been in that many good movies, but this was a good movie.
Dude, he's overlooked, but he's good. But, you know, he's with the Happy Madison folks, too.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm so sorry. We were talking about Extraction.
Yeah, and what else, Tyrell? Like,
Keep doing that, man.
Well, what you want me to talk about, like the story of it, or
yeah, I mean,
mean,
that's
spoiler.
the over?
Give us the start. How are we
Okay, so
introduced
What's the
to
premise?
So, the beginning of the movie kind of starts out like this kid is abducted from his school. No, it's from a nightclub, and it turns out he is the son of a drug lord, and this is in India. And he's been kidnapped by another drug lord, like a rival drug lord.
Gotcha.
And Chris Hemsworth, his character is a kind of a private contractor for military, you know.
Blackwater.
Yeah. He gets hired to go in and extract him out of the hostage situation that he's in. And it quickly escalates from him trying to just get the kid out to all-out warfare with the entire city of Dhaka.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I need to see that.
I mean, without the war zone and the extraction, this almost sounds reminiscent of a book that I just read about negotiations. But anyways.
I'll have to watch it. I've been told by a lot of people I need to.
Is that a business joke?
No. That was just me trying to insert something funny into somebody else's, you know, because I can't leave well enough.
Classic
alone.
Tate trying to steal the spotlight.
That's exactly what I'm doing. I suck.
Now, a movie minute we're wanting to have in the future, and I don't know who all is wanting to be a part of this, we're wanting to watch Maze and Monsters by Tom Hanks. It's a 1982 movie, so it's not new by any means, but it is like, it was made for the satanic panic of Dungeons and Dragons, and we're wanting to have a conversation about the satanic panic.
Oh.
Yeah,
relates to Dungeons and
what
Dragons.
we'll do is one day we'll gather up like some history. We'll do like a
Yeah.
D&D history thing. Because there's some people out there that don't know what it is.
Still think that, yeah.
People are asking me now because they know that we do this, and they want to know more about it.
I've seen videos, though, of like pastors from the early 90s talking about like Magic the Gathering and
yeah.
pulling up a card. He's like, you see this? This is a demonic entity. And like, here's the
I
thing.
remember this about Pokemon even. Like,
Yeah.
those are pocket monsters.
Oh my gosh.
Like you're inviting monsters into your pockets.
Here's the thing. I'm a Christian person. I like to say that I try to follow the tenets of my faith pretty closely, you know, and all of that. But like that, I don't get. I don't see it. And whenever I was a kid, about the whole Pokemon satanic panic thing, my dad's wife at the time, the reason I couldn't play Pokemon, the reason I couldn't do anything Pokemon related, was Pokemon came from an evil spirit that turned good. I don't know where that came from. I've never heard it in the
I
mythos.
remember about Pokemon is if you got all the cards and you laid them out in order and then you read every Pokemon's name, that was a magic spell and something would happen. Like that was the big.
That would be the longest
It would be really
word
long.
of your
Boy,
life.
and it gets longer all the time, too. doesn't it? They're still
Wait a
making
minute.
Pokemon.
Do you think that the Poke Rap is, you know, every time somebody Googles the Poke Rap, it could, you know,
Somebody dies.
somebody
I don't know about the
disappears in a
Poke Rap.
third world country?
I don't know about the Pokérap. I don't know what that
The
is.
Poke Rap from the anime, from the original, like,
I seem to remember that now. Yeah.
yeah,
And-
yeah,
yeah.
they would go through each one. All
But
right,
did they have all the cards laid out there?
all right, everybody.
You have to lay them out and like draw chalk around them.
The Pentagon.
The Pentagon.
Or pentagram, sorry.
Pentagram.
See, this is
Leave
how,
it at Pentagon. Pentagon is
this is
better.
how little we know about the satanic panic.
Anyway, it's insane what people think.
Same
is-
thing with Harry Potter. Like,
Yes.
I never asked my parents as a kid if I could read Harry Potter. We were just very Christian. Like I didn't have like I didn't have dish or satellite or cable. because we didn't believe in having TV. We had some kiddie DVDs and stuff, but I never even tried to read Harry Potter, didn't even ask to read Harry Potter, and then got to a certain age and we did have cable and we accidentally watched the first Harry Potter movie, me and my dad. He actually moved the TV out of the bedroom because he was interested in whatever the show was that was going to come on Friday night movies, because that's what happened. You had ABC, Friday night movies.
Dude,
And-
thank you for saying that, because
We used to
Here comes
record
Tate.
on VHS.
Huh? Harry Potter isn't associated with Disney at all, right? It's
No, it is.
Universal, right?
It's Universal.
It's Universal, not Disney.
Oh, I thought it was Disney.
So, like, I remember first watching it on a Sunday night movie, I think it was, because I was at my mom's and I was like so excited. I knew I couldn't watch Harry Potter at my dad's house, but at my mom's it was laissez-faire. We're good.
Yeah.
And like, I was like bugging because I was like, dude, Harry Potter's not associated with Disney, so like, what in the world, what's going on here? But anyways, sorry.
So he actually moved this little, like, this big, like a 12-inch TV out of my parents' bedroom. That's where we were watching. We were just seeing what was going on, because you didn't know. You didn't have guides back then unless you had the TV guides mailed to you, and we didn't do that. So we just see what's playing, and this owl flies into the screen, and I was like, I know what this is. And my dad's like, yeah, this looks good, let's go. So we watched this movie. It took me like 2 weeks to like work up the nerve to ask permission to read these books. And he read every single one of them after I was finished. The night that the very last book came out, I got in like right as the last book came out. And he woke me up at like 11:30 and was like, hey, you want to go to Walmart? We're gonna go buy that book. So we got to Walmart at Heber at midnight, stood in line for like 5 minutes, and I got my copy of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows the night that it released. And then
Really?
stayed up till like 4 reading it.
Dude, that's
But
awesome.
like, my parents, like, as much as into it all as we were, I was allowed to play Pokemon. I was allowed to read and watch Harry Potter, which, interestingly enough, like, everyone wants to say witchcraft for Harry Potter. The first movie, if you're not even going off the books, the first movie that I think people had more problem with the movies for some reason. than the
Well,
books.
it's because they created a stir.
Well,
It's not
right,
because they were
right. Right.
It's because people wanted to watch it. And
The main character never casts a spell in the first movie. You can go through Harry Potter never casts a single spell in the first movie.
Huh.
So,
And the thing is,
fact.
like,
But there's been so many things that are like evil growing up as a kid, and they're just harmless entertainments.
you can get sucked into anything, and you're just going to be some wacko ruin everything for everybody, just like D&D.
I was laying in bed thinking, like, the whole, like, they think that a kid committed suicide over Dungeons and Dragons in the 80s. And possibly some fruitcake did. I mean, but
some
some
basket case.
kid could commit suicide over My Little Pony. Like, he
Yeah.
took his brony too far, you know? Like,
Yeah.
if you're in that kind of state of mind and you're willing to focus on anything, anything will drive you over
Yeah.
the edge. But yeah, we want to have a big long discussion on the Satanic Panic.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say that kid, the one that they made that movie off of, Mazes and Monsters. He, if I remember correctly, was on drugs, and there were several other things wrong with
Depression,
him mentally.
heavily depressed, yeah.
And yeah, that's
Might have killed himself anyway.
yeah.
I
Well,
think-
he did.
Right, he did commit suicide.
Yeah, and they thought it was because of D&D.
Yeah.
I think the parents tried to sue or something. I don't know.
Find some.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the case in the matter of a tragedy like that happening. You losing your child. You
look for reasons.
you want there to be something, unforeseen. You want there to be something to blame, so that it's not like. And I wouldn't ever say this to the parents, but it's like, you don't want it to be something you missed. Did I miss something? And I mean,
If your kid was on drugs, you probably did.
of course, but you know what I mean. It's
Well, that's a future movie minute that we're
Yeah,
gonna
we'll
do.
do that.
And I'm a big Tom Hanks fan now, but I don't think this is his shining glory of a
not
movie.
this isn't Angels and Demons.
Doesn't look like that good of acting. He's improved much as he's grown.
This isn't Big.
That's a great movie.
Big. Oh man, dude, he was such a powerhouse in the '80s, wasn't he?
He was.
And still is. Mr. Rogers. Now you can't touch.
I want
him.
to see that.
You
I haven't
cannot
seen it
touch
yet.
him.
We moving on here?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
move on. We're
What are
gonna
we
do
moving to?
We got video games on the console.
I'm still playing Sly Cooper 3.
Tyrell's got a new game. So does Anthony, but Tyrell first.
Yeah.
Stellaris. It's
This is what he wanted to talk about. The other day.
Yeah.
It's a real-time strategy game based in space.
You mean
It's
like
like,
StarCraft?
I've never played StarCraft. I don't really know how the game plays.
Give it a shot sometime.
Is it like a
Is StarCraft Diablo in space?
It's gonna come up for that one.
No, it's not.
Same creators, right?
Blizzard.
Yeah.
Blizzard Entertainment.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Because
Diablo is
just
a dungeon.
Yeah.
A dungeon crawler. Okay?
Okay.
It's the definition of a dungeon crawler.
No.
StarCraft is the definition of an RTS, real time strategy. So you secure a means of production, and then you start your base. And there's a strategy in it, dude. If you look at like how they have boiled this down to, this is why I could never get into it. I would never want to get into it on the like professional scene. It's because they boiled it down to this is an algorithm.
Well, that's the way this game is too.
Yeah.
Very much.
It's basically like you create SCVs or units that mine.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You create these miners for, you do this for until you start making this much per second. And then you start making these units so that you can defend your base. And then you start making these units. And if you haven't won yet, then prepare for the long haul. If you don't beat this within the first 5 minutes or 6 minutes of the match, then you better prepare for an hour and a half match type thing. It's crazy.
Well, I mean,
What about Stellaris now?
with Stellaris, it's very much like that. Like you start out with like a home world, and then you start out with two ships. You start out with a science ship and a construction ship. You use the construction ship to go out, like you can make mining facilities, research labs and stuff like that, space stations and whatnot for like mining and all that stuff. And you build up like energy credits, minerals from mining, all sorts of different stuff like that. Then you can use those materials to build more stuff like new ships of all sorts of different types. And as you progress, you can get like scientists that research like different types of technologies, and you can use those technologies to like create even more high-tech ships and stuff. And you can go invade other worlds and bombard them out of existence. You can literally nuke a planet. It's crazy. There's actually a type of ship that you can get called a Leviathan. It's a DLC you can get that actually is like a Death Star level ship that can literally obliterate a planet in one shot.
So do people like come attack your base? Is that how it works?
Yeah, but they got to make it through like a bunch of different systems. See, there's like
Is this multiplayer?
yeah, it has a multiplayer to it too. They have what they call like hyperspace lanes, and basically you have to go through the hyperspace lanes. You have to move your troops or your fleets through the lanes, and so you can only go certain directions. You can't just like jump unless you have technology. There is one technology, it's like a hyperspace jump that actually allows you to like teleport from place to place, but it reduces your ship's firepower and capabilities by 50% for like 2 or 3 minutes.
Having never seen this game and listening to Tate and you talk about it, it's making me think of like mobile phone tapping games, and then those like strategy games where you have to actually send your troops 4 hours to attack this one thing. And
It's
then come
kind of
back.
like that, but
Kind of,
it's in
except
space.
it's like
I've never
it's-
played any kind of game like that. Like Clash
I
of
don't play
Clans
them
is the
long.
closest
Yeah,
thing.
Clash of
Well,
Clans
the
was
thing
the
about
best
it
one.
is real-time strategy games like this, it's an instant gratification thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't take time to get somewhere. I mean, other than how long it takes them to walk, but
And the time it takes to build stuff, that's annoying.
well,
It sounds like all it is just tedious, busy work to me.
It's
aren't
not.
video games just that?
That's kind
No,
of
but you're
true.
not really playing like you're. I don't know. I don't like mass scale kind of stuff as much.
See, yeah, hey, you talking about like having to build these mines and stuff. That reminds me of like the millionaire tapping game or something. Like
I get
the
that.
spuds. You grow so many potatoes so that you can get someone else to grow the potatoes and stuff. Like
Farmville. Yeah, I know what you're talking.
No, I don't remember what they're called.
It's not
Farming
like
simulator or something.
no, it's not like venture capitalist. Is
Venture capitalist, yes.
it? See, it's not like that. It's not.
Zoo
You
tycoon.
don't. You don't. You don't build the mine so
I'm
that
just saying stuff now.
you don't build the mine so you can build other buildings. You have the minerals there. You have a designated what they're called in StarCraft are SCVs. You have SCVs that they pull the minerals out. You use minerals and you use Vespene gas is what it's called. Vespene gas allows for special.
I thought you said you weren't into this game.
StarCraft?
No, he's talking about StarCraft. He's talking about Stellaris.
I know, but I thought you said you didn't want to get big into StarCraft.
No. I didn't want to get into the professional.
Okay,
part
you're
of it.
saying all these terms. And I was like, it sounds like you're in.
No. Like
you can play StarCraft professionally. Is that what you're saying?
oh my gosh,
they
dude,
still
yes.
play it?
You can play any game
yes.
professionally.
I think-
Dude, StarCraft, the first one, it released in like I think 95, 96. The expansion pack for it came out in 98 called Brood War. The next installment came out in 2010. From 1998 to 2010, StarCraft was booming. Absolutely did not falter.
For 12 years.
For 12 years, the same
I
game.
never played this game.
And the Koreans love it.
I was about to say, don't they consider that like a sport over there?
Dude, like,
Isn't it pretty much considered a sport?
I mean, yeah, StarCraft 2 came out in 2010. Well, the first part of it came out in 2010. And then 2012 came Heart of the Swarm. Wings of Liberty, Heart of the Swarm in 2012. And what was it, 2014, 2013?
I've never, like I said, I've never played.
I can't
You're
remember.
the only StarCraft player.
But Legacy of the Void came out, and it's the last installment. And dude, they buttoned up that story so nicely. I mean, there are people who don't like certain aspects of the story. They don't like certain aspects of the characters. They don't like the designs. Of course, there's a critic for everything. From this critic's viewpoint, StarCraft 2 was beautifully done and wrapped up wonderfully.
I think so far from what I've played of Stellaris, I think like I don't know how like StarCraft worked exactly, like as far as like can you choose like your race and all that stuff? Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
3 separate races.
In this, there's like
See, in all of your explanations, I never saw how a race could come into it.
Well,
Yeah, the race
Okay.
of all of your people? Or
Yeah,
or
no,
you
of
play
all
a
of-
single character?
you don't play a single character.
No,
It's
you
a
play-
real-time strategy.
yeah.
Now it
Okay.
sounds like Civilization.
Okay, so let me, if you don't mind, Tyrel, let me break down that race system in StarCraft 1 because
Okay.
it's different between StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2.
Tate stealing the spotlight.
I know, I am. Dude, I suck, Tyrell, and I promise I won't
I'm
talk-
asking questions.
No, Tyrell said his piece while you were walking around doing whatever you were doing.
Well, okay. So in the first StarCraft, you have the Terrans, which are humans. You have the Zerg, which are a biological alien species.
an
you
enemy
have-
of Buzz Lightyear.
That's what I was going to say.
I hate you because immediately when they brought up Zerg in Toy Story 2, that's immediately what I thought of. I associated it with StarCraft. Anyways, and then you have the third race, which is the Protoss.
That just sounds like Mass Effect, and I want to play Mass Effect again.
When you start out the campaign, you're playing as a Terran, and you hear about these aliens called the Zerg, and you hear a little bit about the Protoss. So the Terrans, they can build fast. You know, they can build buildings and they can move these buildings. These buildings can be moved. Most of them can. And they're versatile units. You have a Marine, which can, shoot at ground forces and at flyers. Okay, that's your base combat unit. So they're versatile. They're very versatile. Not strong on defense, not strong on offense, but more versatile. Like I said, the Zerg, they're biological. They can produce units like crazy. In fact, I don't know if you've ever Googled Zerg Rush, but if you ever Google Zerg Rush,
Why would we have Googled that?
well, listen, because listen. If you Google Zerg Rush, Zerg Rush, all the O's in the Google search will destroy all of the searches, and that's inspired by StarCraft because they, if you're playing online, you can produce 6 Zerglings.
He's Googling it.
Yeah, you can produce 6 Zerglings and go in and wipe somebody's base out while they're still trying to build up their minerals. And
So that's the best race.
no. they have their advantages because they're fast, but their defense is crap.
Okay.
Their offense is good, but their defense is not good. They can expand really quickly, and they can also make it to where you can't expand onto their territory because they have this stuff called creep that you build on. Anyways, that's a different thing. Protoss, they are hugely defense based. It takes a long time for their buildings to build. Their units are really, they're not as versatile, you know. Like their base combat unit is really expensive, and it only attacks ground to ground. But you take one Protoss Zealot, is what they're called, and you put it up against 6 Zerglings, and that Zealot will win. But, I mean, not much. It won't win much more than
I
that.
feel like I could win this game right now.
Maybe.
Went into so much detail.
I don't feel like I know anything more than I did when we started.
But Protoss, defense-based, they're really expensive. Zerg, really cheap, offense-based. Terran, middle ground.
Interesting.
Were you done talking about Stellaris?
Well, I was gonna say,
I'm sorry.
like,
That was all very interesting.
with Stellaris, like you can actually when you create a race, like you could choose from humanoids, fungoid, anthropoid, plantoid, machine race. There's a bunch of different races in this game. There's a crap ton of them, and you get to name them. You don't just like choose some, like it's not just already named for you.
Yeah.
And you can choose what they do. You give them like perks and stuff. Like if you want to build like a particular type of empire that's like peace focused, basically, you know, or you want to be more of a what is it called? Like you're focused on like marketing goods and consumer goods and stuff. Yeah, you can do whatever
Commerce?
you want. Yeah, commerce. Yeah,
That's it,
there you
yeah.
go. The one race that I really like is actually the machine race, and with them or like the plantoid or the fungoid, you can actually use this different like mindset for the particular race you choose, and it's like a robotic collective or the hive mind. In hive mind, you can choose 2 different things for them. It's like you can either be, I think it's like consuming hive mind or the assimilating hive mind.
Assimilating,
Yeah. So they either go around trying to assimilate every single species into their like colonies and stuff, or you can be the consuming one, which goes out and literally kills and devours everything in their path. Or with a robotic collective, it's kind of the same thing. They just go out and destroy everything or assimilate them into cybernetic cyborgs.
Dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
For 7 gigs, the game has a lot to it.
Oh, you downloaded it?
Yeah.
Dude,
Just 7 gigabytes?
Yeah.
That ain't bad.
Before we jump off of games, I will tell Tyrel that his last things he loves that I hate has affected me quite a bit because I cannot get Dark Souls out of my mind. Like I think about it all the time.
Why?
I don't know. I want to be good at that game. I haven't downloaded it again. I found a guy on YouTube called The Completionist or The Completionist Game or something like that. He completes games. So he did everything it took to say that he completed Dark Souls 3. And I mean, Tyrell knows how long that would take. Like, apparently, he said he didn't do the 7 playthrough to get the final thing, but that's like the only thing he didn't do. But, like, I don't know. Like, I think I'm going to jump on the bandwagon for the next game that creator is making, and
Elden
I'm
Ring.
going to try to play it.
Elden Ring?
Yeah.
I might play that too. I mean, I would probably play
The
that.
only thing is about Elden Ring is I don't know if it's actually even going to be Dark Souls like. It's from what I've heard, they're going to have like horses and stuff in it. So it's
Wait, is Elden Ring, who's associated with that? Guillermo del Toro?
No, what's his name?
It's the guy who created the Dark Souls.
and Game of Thrones. What's his name?
Oh, George R. R. Martin. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Okay.
yeah, he's
That's what it
writing
is.
the storyline for it.
That's
So
right.
This I think is the first time we've had a things I love you hate that has like changed somebody's mind, and I haven't like started.
Not
playing
true.
it.
I'm reading the crap out of Harry Potter.
Oh well, wonderful. But yeah, I cannot get Dark Souls out of my mind, Tyrell. Like,
I went through a moment where I was like that. You know, Tyrell really got me to want to get good at Dark Souls.
Get good.
And I like sat there and I played it over and over, tried to play it. I finally beat one boss in Dark Souls. It was Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. I beat the last giant in the Forest of Fallen Giants, whatever. Yeah. I beat him, and then I was like, all right, I did it. I'm done. I don't have to play this anymore. I just proved it.
Dark Souls 2, out of all the Dark Souls games, I have to say, I think Dark Souls 2 was actually my favorite one. It is extremely long. It has a lot of weird filler bosses in it that don't really belong in there, but I liked it. There was like one in particular that really caught my eye that I really hated because it was just a filler boss, you could tell. Is this thing called like the Prowling Magus and his Congregation. It was literally a bunch of ads that just try to swarm you with this one dude in the back who's like got like this Pope hat on. He's throwing lightning spears at you constantly.
It's crazy.
That's all it is, though.
They're what now?
They're just a bunch of basic
Ads like McDonald ads, Sonic ads.
No, what I mean by ads is, like,
Advertisements?
Just keep trying to distract you.
what I mean by ads is
Pop-ups.
like just basic like zombies, coming
Yeah,
at you.
okay, I got
just
you.
the basic guys you kill all the
I
time.
got you. I just hadn't heard that term, so I need
I'm glad
clarity.
you're laughing this hard, AJ.
Oh my gosh. But yeah,
Okay, I think we have one more thing to talk about and Beyond Common.
Yeah, go
And
Beyond
we're gonna
Common
try to-
for us,
We're
sir.
just how many people we have getting into this.
We're changing the community.
I told you. Just
Shout out Darren.
They're not.
Sitting
Yeah,
out
we've
of-
got somebody. We've got a guy who's never played. He's going to join. This is again 2
Episode
sessions
9.
ahead. Episode 9.
Episode 9.
I have a girl who just texted. She played for the first time last night, and she's asking if she can come play tonight.
no way.
Yeah, we played a game. Tyrel, AJ, Cynthia played, and then 2 cousins of Cynthia joined the podcast, or didn't join the podcast, joined a game that I ran for them here, and they I wanted the 3 girls to take over, and they took over. They did some crazy things. Cynthia wanted me to create a Vampire Diaries character for her.
Imagine that.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
So
Original.
She's never not played a
I
Netflix
had to kind
character.
of homebrew a character. She didn't. She rolled really bad, so she didn't get to have as much fun with it.
Was
as
it
I think she-
basically a medieval Gambit from X-Men?
She basically thought she could do anything.
She wanted to do anything. She's like, I'm a vampire. I can just run through that entire cave and kill everyone before they even blink.
I can jump 20 feet up. To
I
that
can jump
bridge.
20 feet in the air, easy.
Oh my god.
I'm a vampire. I can do that.
Yeah.
And so
All
that was
night.
fun. The other 2 girls, they watched Riverdale and watched the G&G season and wanted to come play because of that. And they really got into it. The one that I didn't think was into it as much as the other one is the one who wants to come play tonight, though. So that's interesting.
Which one?
The younger one, Carly. She
Was more into it, is what you're saying? No,
I didn't think she was. I thought.
I thought she was. She looked like she was having the time of her life.
Okay, so real quick, just a few disclaimers. We're not associated in any way with Blizzard Activision, Solaris.
Oh my gosh.
We're not associated in
Riverdale.
Riverdale, anything with the
Y'all are
CW,
so
basically.
stupid.
Vampire Diaries.
You don't have to plug all these things.
But
We
yeah,
talk about stuff
So,
every time.
we're getting more and more people here into D&D, and it's pretty awesome.
Commoners
Yeah.
Training Camp. That's what we ought to have.
Oh my gosh.
We could start making. We could have a whole nother podcast of just
Yeah.
people with
New
training
players
play, yep.
learning the game.
I got quiet.
And I think
Anywho.
is that all we got tonight?
I think so.
All right.
We got to make Darren a character now.
Yep, we're gonna get into that, and then we have
Get
a
set
session
up.
to get.
I'm so fired up to
into.
play. I'm just twitchy
We're
over
gonna
here.
name Darren's character Greg. Greg
It's his character. He decides the name.
Gertforth is his name.
Why?
I just wanted to make it up at the moment.
Okay.
There's your name.
No, you don't have to. I'm just kidding.
Hey,
Just kidding.
also one more thing we should have probably said at the start of the podcast is we now have a YouTube
Don't be
channel
Greg.
that everybody needs to go
Yeah.
subscribe
It'd be
to.
hilarious.
And me and
Don't be Greg,
Seth
it'd be hilarious.
did a video of our gaming table that we built. So
And it is surprisingly good. AJ once again shows his master work at everything.
oh my god,
The only non-commoner here.
Yeah, he's a
Because
superhuman.
he's so good at everything.
Superhuman.
Superhuman. He belongs with the
I'm
big
just a guy with a
podcasts.
computer.
He's a guy with a computer
and a willing attitude.
and hand tools, or I mean woodworking tools. Not
Yeah,
hand,
yeah.
maybe not hand tools, but
So
he just throws it together. Everything that he makes is basically golden.
I I got the Midas
Call him
touch.
Midas. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Anyway, so yeah, go check out our YouTube channel, The Commoners.
We're going to put a lot more content out there. We've got a lot of cool ideas. Comment ideas that y'all want to see.
What was
Scares me
that?
every time.
Apparently, they thought you were. Coming
say that again,
out.
Seth.
Comment ideas y'all would like to see in upcoming videos.
Yep.
Goodbye.
All right, we're signing off.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Like
Yeah.
and subscribe.
Yeah, like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe for more content like this.
He got drunk and he ain't coming.
No!
Kyle?
Today
I
he
told
got
Seth-
drunk?
He told me like 3 hours ago that he'd be here at 6. Yeah, I told Seth I'll be here at 6.
He got drunk in the last couple hours? Thanks for listening to Say It in Common with the Commoners of D&D. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast to make sure you never miss an episode, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram at The Commoners Official for news, updates, and exclusive content. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.